Crescent City Steakhouse, a true neighborhood restaurant operated by the Vojkovic family since 1934. It is the oldest steakhouse in the city of New Orleans. Serving only hand-cut, prime-aged, corn-fed beef for over 80 years, Crescent City Steakhouse has become a dining destination for both die-hard locals and adventurous travelers who seek traditional, timeless New Orleans cuisine. Crescent City Steakhouse, 1001 North Broad, on the corner of St. Philip, in the heart of New Orleans.
Hey, don't forget my pimento cheese. Of course.
It's okay, I'll take it from here.
Hey, the guy get a seat!
For the love of palmetto cheese.
So here's the bottom line. Well, it's funny that you say that. Let me tell you. Good evening and welcome to Primetime Sports. Hey, I'm your host, Scott Alexander, and what a special week it is to be an LSU Tiger. Whether you played football there, or whether you're a student there, or whether you just love rooting for that university, this is the best week you've had in a long, long time, because the LSU Tigers are the official, undisputed national champions in football, and oh wow, what a way they did it. Special, some say maybe the best team of all time. Well, that team's going to have to reload, and reload in a big way, because listen, you just lost your offensive coordinator, Dave Aranda, who came on strong towards the end of the season, has had a great few years at LSU. He's going to take Matt Rule's place at Baylor. And oh, by the way, Joe Brady, who is the architect of that unbelievable offense along with Steve Ensminger, is now going to be playing the Saints twice here with the Carolina Panthers. But also, you have some great players. Grant Delpit, of course, he's going pro. Justin Jefferson and several others are heading on to the NFL. You cannot blame them. Clyde Edwards-Helaire's status will never be higher. And they're going pro as well. But how about what's going on with the New Orleans Pelicans? Let's go there, because Zion Williamson is finally going to be playing this Wednesday coming up, and he's going to be playing right there in the Smoothie King Center. We cannot wait for that one, so stay tuned. But also, in less than 3 weeks, we've got the NOLA Gold. That's your contact sport that'll take over from when you're missing the Saints. That starts at the Shrine on Airline, now to be called the Gold Mine on Airline. Get your tickets. You see the graphic. We're coming right back with Will Clapp and a couple NOLA Gold players right here on Prime Time Sports.
Make no mistake about it, life's more fun with seafood.
Oysters don't swim.
They do in butter.
What'd you get? A little bit of everything to make everyone happy.
Acme Oyster House. Life really is more fun with seafood.
Rock and roll will never die. It's old New Orleans, my oh my. Come on, baby, let's go rock and roll at the city lane. All night, let's roll, let's rock and roll. Baby, do the rock and roll. At the mid-city lanes, the home of rock and roll.
Handling a gator like this can be scary, and this is pretty risky too.
But do you know what's really dangerous? Dealing with the insurance company after your car wreck. If you've been injured, get a fighter.
That's why you need to call me. I'm not afraid to handle them, and I'll fight to get you every dollar you deserve. So if you've been hurt, hire a professional. Just call me. Get it done.
Get Gordon. Get it done.
Call 1-800-653-9968.
Did you know that GMFS Mortgage is the largest independent mortgage company in Louisiana? Their 250 employees have helped over 79,000 customers make the dream of home ownership come true. They funded over $12.9 billion in loans right here in Southeast Louisiana. If you're ready to buy, build, or renovate a new home, or just need to refinance, call the company born and raised here, GMFS Mortgage.
Crescent City Steakhouse, a true neighborhood restaurant operated by the Vojkovic family since 1934, is the oldest steakhouse in the city of New Orleans. Serving only hand-cut, prime-aged, corn-fed beef for over 80 years, Crescent City Steakhouse has become a dining destination for both die-hard locals and adventurous travelers who seek traditional, timeless New Orleans cuisine. Crescent City Steakhouse, 1001 North Broad, on the corner of St. Philip, in the heart of New Orleans.
Hey, don't forget my pimento cheese. Of course.
It's okay, I'll take it from here. Hey, can I get a seat?
For the love of palmetto cheese.
Primetime Sports with Scott Alexander is underwritten by Task Performance.
Hey, welcome back to Primetime Sports, and what a great time it is to be a Louisianan, especially someone that went to LSU, especially someone that played for LSU at one time, and of course is also a member of the New Orleans Saints. Like I told you in the open, we have a guy that played his entire career here and is still playing. His name is Will Clapp. His dad, Tommy, was a great player for the Tigers as well. Two-time first-team All-SEC offensive lineman. He plays center. He plays guard. Throw him in a tackle or tight end. He can do those too. Here he is. Will Clapp, welcome back to the show, my friend.
I appreciate you for having me.
How you been, man?
It's been good, man.
So I had you on, I think it was like 2 days maybe, but 3 days before you got drafted. The first time I had you on, that would have been 2 years ago. What's your life been like since? That's the first thing I want to ask you, because you were not sure where you were going to play. You had no idea. And since then, you're a member of the team you grew up rooting for.
Yeah, so back to, when I was last on the show, I had no clue where I was going. Thought I was going to be in a completely different state. Ended up staying home. Just been playing for the Saints and enjoying it. Getting married soon, so
you're getting married. Well, give your wife a shout out right now. Say, what's her name?
Lizzie.
Congratulations, Lizzie. Congratulations. Good luck. Hey, real quick, the night I was hearing all about your draft party. I think it was at your house, right, with the family. Well, you heard on the TV that it came up, Will Clapp, New Orleans Saints. What was your first reaction?
I actually didn't believe it because I was on the phone with my line coach, Jeff Grimes from college, and talking about some undrafted stuff, and then I got a call from a 504 number. Thought it'd just be the Saints for an undrafted deal, and they were actually drafting me, so I was actually in a completely different room when my name came across the TV.
Did you hear a cheer from the other room?
Yeah, all my brothers started going crazy, and they came into my room and told me to get out there.
What's it been like, though? I mean, what's the run? Because you got drafted late rounds. I mean, obviously you had a lot of competition. The Saints offensive line has been pretty much set. Everybody knows it's a top 5 line over the last several years. And then you're getting into it. I mean, what's it been like for you?
Just a lot of learning. My rookie year, I was on the 53, but didn't play that much. Kind of sat back, learned from guys like Max Unger, Larry Warford. Kind of just try to get my feet down in the league and try to figure out what it was about this year. Played in 14 games, started 3. So, just trying to get better every year and get into it.
You've been on the 53 all season long. That must be nice. I mean, listen, there's a practice squad, and then there's the real roster that you're on, and obviously you've earned your way in. You're an All-SEC player. So the transition from playing in the SEC, where you see a lot of fast defensive linemen, do you think that has helped you get progress so fast in the NFL?
Yeah, I mean, playing in the SEC, you're playing some top defenses every week. It's like seeing Alabama every week in the NFL, though, and I think that's kind of helped me, though. Every week is Alabama.
Exactly.
But I think that helped me out a lot, just playing against these great SEC linemen. And, my transition I felt was a little bit easier because of that.
Before I get to the LSU Tigers, because I did see you on the elevator up before the game when I was going to the press box, you're playing again. You blocked for Leonard Fournette, obviously one of the greatest running backs in Louisiana history. He's had some injuries in the pros, but he's still putting up some big numbers. But you're blocking now for a guy named Alvin Kamara. And obviously, I'm not going to leave out Latavius Murray, and last year it was Mark Ingram. But Alvin Kamara is the star of that backfield. Very different kind of backs. But as an offensive lineman, tell me what you think is the difference between these two players.
I think Leonard was just, pure power. I mean, I saw him run over some guys that, he made linebackers look like little kids in college. And Alvin, still a very strong player, but I mean, he turns on a dime. He makes these cuts that, I mean, it looks like he should fall over, and he's still upright on his feet, and his balance is unbelievable.
That must be the secret, the balance, because it's like you think he should be going down, but somehow he eludes a tackle. I mean, how does he do that?
I think you've seen his Twitter workouts. Balancing on the
with the chains on the car and all that.
He's on the yoga balls and everything like that. I mean, it's crazy.
I have to ask you the question because you said Fournette power, but he's also the 100-meter champion in the state for the 100 meters. So I think people forget that he's super fast. And by the way, Alvin Kamara, who looks like he's a finesse player, is super strong too. So that might be a little of their secrets as well.
Yeah, I mean, those guys, they're just gifted athletes, and they can do it all. And it's honestly just a privilege to block for him.
Playing at LSU, your dad played there. You followed in his footsteps. I think we talked a little bit about that the last time you were on 2 years ago. But let's talk about this team that you just watched. I mean, LSU's been great literally since 2000. The only team in Power 5 that has won at least 8 games each year, Boise State being the other, and they don't play much competition. So they've been good for a long time. They've got a couple national championships before this. Obviously, in this era, I mean, of course, 1958, neither you or I remember that one. But they fell short in 2011. What was the difference that made this team, besides the obvious in the offense? What was that special it factor they had to get it through, to beat teams that were ranked 1, 2, 3, and 4 before the season started?
Yeah, honestly, I just think it was, one, that defense stepped up whenever we needed it. The offensive line came through huge in the big moments, and Joe Burrow was outstanding the whole year. And I don't think Coach Orgeron gets enough credit for it because he obviously had this master plan, and when he got the job, and it took him 2 years to get the pieces put in place.
Sure.
But I mean, once he got his right fit for what he wanted, that team started rolling. They were unstoppable.
See, it's funny because you played for both Les Miles and Ed Orgeron, correct? Yep. And when he left y'all, Les Miles came and actually worked with us some on the Fox crew. We had Les, so I know how eccentric that dude is. Do you have any favorite Les Miles story? And I love Les. I mean, he's just a very unusual cat. But do you have anything that stands out?
What I loved about Les was he could just start talking about anything, and it could go on for, you start losing your track a little bit with him. You're like, he's in, this one story, then it jumps to here, and you're like, wait, what about this part? That's just kind of how Les was.
It's called a moving tangent, and he was very good at it. But what makes O so special? Because you know as well as I do, there were a lot of people in here that were either or on his hire. I personally, I'm not going to say this, but yes, I did want him even before Herman or Fisher, and I'm glad he got the job because he loves it so much. He wants to do it, and we all know what a great recruiter he is. But what made him so special from a player's perspective?
Well, I was there for his interim year, and that was honestly like the funnest year of college I had. I mean, when he took over, it was he pretty much changed things that had been the same at LSU for 12 years, and it was like something completely new, and we were all super excited. And O just kind of, he's a motivator, just high energy all the time. He treats you like an NFL program. He treats you like a man. And I think guys respond to that.
I'm going to tell you this. People forget that interim year, there was that upset loss at Wisconsin. Basically could have gone either way at the end.
Lost to Auburn last second.
The Auburn game really could have gone either way. It was a touchdown originally to win the game, and then they said the clock ran out, whatever. So Les Miles did have some bad luck in those situations. But my point here is that people forget that the offense all of a sudden went from averaging 20-ish, those first 3 games or so, to going up to like 40. I mean, they started putting up some big numbers, and when the job came open, I was shocked, like, while everybody wasn't on board. It's like you saw what he did the rest of the season, and this man has gone 41-9, I believe, since he's been there. That is remarkable numbers, including this 15-0 season. Were you surprised or happy, or what was your emotion when he officially got the job?
We were all fired up. I remember it was right before the the bowl game,
Right.
and it was like a Saturday morning, and he had just sent us home for the weekend, and I was at my parents' house, and my dad came in my room at like 7 a.m. He's like, "Oh, got the job," and we were all super fired up. I mean, all the players were rooting for Coach O to get it, and I think he's done a great job with it.
What was your favorite moment as a player at LSU?
I'd say probably my favorite game was when we beat Florida my freshman year at home. It was like we were number 6 in the country. They were number like 8.
Nice.
And it was Saturday night in Tiger Stadium, and I mean it was like what you thought an SEC battle would be.
Favorite moment at Brother Martin? I was remiss to leave them out. The Crusaders. I mean, obviously they've had a great program for many, many years in the Catholic League. What about them?
I'd say my favorite moment there was just being able to be my senior year. Two of my younger brothers were on varsity with me. One was a sophomore, one was a freshman. So I got to play that whole season with them on the team with me, and that was kind of like my favorite time at Brother Martin.
And then you followed your dad playing at the same school.
Yeah.
I mean, that's got to be super cool. One last thing, you're blocking in front of, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. I mean, come on, Drew Brees. In my opinion, it's easily a top 5 all-time quarterback. I'm not sure how he got slated on that top 10 list, but and I'm not even being biased about this. The guy is that phenomenal. What's he like, and what's it like playing with this guy?
I mean, Drew just goes to work every day. You see why he's a Hall of Famer. He walks out there, and every walkthrough he takes it like it's a Super Bowl rep, and it's just
even in practice.
Even at practice,
I mean,
every
everything's
rep,
like a Super Bowl
every
rep.
rep is 100%. I mean, focused, locked in. And that's what makes him great. And as an offensive lineman, it's amazing having a quarterback like that. He gets to his reads quick. He gets the ball out. He's super smart up at the line, making checks for us. And that's the type of stuff that makes an offensive lineman's life easy.
Well, speaking of Drew Brees, you know as well as I do that he wears task performance all the time.
Yeah.
Sean Payton wears task performance all the time. Mickey Loomis, your general manager, wears task performance all the time. I couldn't give you one last time because you were technically still a student. I thought I did, but I guess I didn't. But where do you feel this? Bamboo cotton. There's no synthetic fiber. That's going to be phenomenal. You're going to be calling me tomorrow for another one. I'm going to give you that. You're going to be wearing that to work out and train. This is a little gift certificate uptown, right around the corner from where we are at Loyola University. It's called Shays de la Shays. Get yourself a little meal. Get a little starter with your new fiance, and also I have 2 tickets to the NOLA Gold opening day, February 8th. You're gonna see how real men play football, my son. No pads. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna VIP you up. You're gonna have the blast. Bobby Hebert, Deuce, Zach, all of them are gonna be there. And Zach Street, by the way, who I work with all the time, is nonstop talks about you and being his protege and he your mentor. So I appreciate everything you've done, and good luck the rest of the way, my friend.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Will Clapp, he's going to go a long way here in New Orleans. We can't wait for him to play his entire career in the state of Louisiana, just like the great Dalton Hilliard. But coming up next, I've been talking about this. The NOLA Gold Rugby is what's going to take you away from your pain of the Saints losing, because this is another contact sport that's growing and growing and growing right here in the Crescent City. Their season starts on February 8th, and I got 2 of their stars from Australia coming up next on Prime Time Sports.
Hey, don't forget my pimento cheese. Of course.
It's okay. I'll take it from here. Hey, can I get a seat?
For the love of palmetto cheese.
Did you know that GMFS Mortgage is the largest independent mortgage company in Louisiana? Their 250 employees have helped over 79,000 customers make the dream of home ownership come true. They funded over $12.9 billion in loans right here in Southeast Louisiana. If you're ready to buy, build, or renovate a new home, or just need to refinance, call the company born and raised here, GMFS Mortgage.
Rock and roll will never die. It's old New Orleans, my oh my. Come on, baby, let's go rock and roll at the city lane. All night, let's roll, let's rock and roll. Baby, do the rock and roll. At the mid-city lanes, the home of rock and roll.
Make no mistake about it, Life's more fun with seafood.
Oysters don't swim.
They do in butter.
What'd you get? A little bit of everything to make everyone happy.
Acme Oyster House. Life really is more fun with seafood.
Handling a gator like this can be scary, and this is pretty risky too.
But do you know what's really dangerous? Dealing with the insurance company after your car wreck. If you've been injured, get a fighter.
That's why you need to call me. I'm not afraid to handle them, and I'll fight to get you every dollar you deserve. So if you've been hurt, hire a professional. Just call me. Get it done.
Get Gordon. Get it done.
Call 1-800-653-9968.
I just saw two things that made me very excited in those two commercials I just saw, a bunch of commercials, but man, I'm hungry with that palmetto cheese. Bring me some of that down, Brian. And also, how about the NOLA Gold? Their season is kicking off literally in less than 3 weeks. It's coming up. This is Sunday right now, and it's coming up on a Saturday, less than 3 weeks away. And they're going to be playing now at the Shrine on Airline. We have two of their stars right here. Two guys that were on the show last year separately. You were on by yourself. You're the only one with the Gold that's ever been on by themselves, except for the owner. And you were on much earlier, I believe, with Holden Younger. But welcome back, Con Foley over there on, I guess the TV's left. Yeah, TV's left and my right, and of course Scotty Gale. Hey, real quick, you're both Australians. Now you've been here a full year. You've been indoctrinated into the whole New Orleans thing, which, by the way, is a lot like Australia in a way, meaning like they like to have a good time and party. But what's your take on a year of being in New Orleans, Scott?
The longer I've been here, I've loved it even more, to be honest. It sort of took me back. I didn't know what to expect when I originally got here last year, but just the culture, the people, the food, it's all just got better and better as I've gone and discovered sort of new things and got to know a few more people, so I've loved it.
What I've loved about y'all is that you love to experience it all. Like, I remember last year, you're like, Scotty, we're down here down in Bourbon Street right now. You're there for Mardi Gras. I mean, you're hanging out there. You're going down when LSU has a big game. I mean, you were at the national championship after your party and your pictures are all over Bourbon Street and everything else. And the Saints, you obviously, first time you were on, you were talking about how much you followed Drew Brees and the Saints down there. Now you're living here. Now you've gone to games. What's that been like for you, Con?
It's been awesome. It's a pretty hard city to be bored in, so there's always something going on each weekend. We've well and truly adopted the two football teams and really gotten around them and got to get down to Baton Rouge and down to Mercedes-Benz and check it all out.
You having fun though?
Absolutely.
Are you ready for the NOLA Gold season? I mean, after a year of experiencing with the MLR, this was a curiosity to both you guys last year, right? I mean, you came from Australia. Now that you've seen it and you're watching it grow, you're seeing even more better players coming from overseas in different countries. What's the future of this league and this team?
I think the sky's the limit. You see just how far we've come in the year that Con and I have been exposed to it. And it's come so far just over that sort of 12-month period. I think if we keep going along that track, then who knows what could happen. You could get to the stage where it is one of the premier competitions in the world. The standard keeps just lifting, and we hope to be a part of it for a while.
I mean, it's been fun. Well, I feel the same way. Listen, you got great ownership with Tim Falcon, Robert Israel, et cetera. You've also got great coaching with Nate Osborne, obviously Fitzgerald, Todd, and Charlie. And then you have a guy that was willing to scour the earth for the best possible players he can get in Ryan Fitzgerald. Talk about that leadership and what it's meant for this organization, which is still a small market team. Now that you've got big cities like New York, Toronto, D.C., Atlanta, Boston, and even bigger than that here in the league.
Yeah, they've been great. We're very lucky to have our admin staff. That's the only reason we're here is, Ryan Fitzgerald got in touch with us and like you said, it's a long way to come, and there's a few logistics to sort out to move yourself, all the way across the world into a city like Louisiana. But across all 3 seasons, we've taken steps each year, and we're certainly on the up and continue to do so.
So you get a call from Ryan Fitzgerald, who I'm assuming you did not know, right? I don't have any idea how you got. What's your first thing when you pick up that phone? Like, what are you talking about? What league is this? What's going on?
I knew a little bit about the league just from, I knew a couple of players that had played over here. Ben Tarr, more specifically from the NOLA Gold, I'd played some schoolboy football with. And I'd spoken to him briefly. He sort of warned me that Fitz might get in touch with me. But the first conversation with Fitz, Fitz is a different sort of bloke. He's really intense. So it was sort of, hey brother, how you going? Yeah. And the accent was the first thing that took me back.
It took me back.
But just how passionate he was sort of struck me straight away, and how willing and keen he was to get this team going in the league. So that made me want to be a part of it even more.
And for you, I mean, you were in the Olympics in Rio. That had to have been a great experience. Coming to a new country in a fairly new league, and now it's just growing so rapidly. I mean, what are your thoughts about the future of this NOLA Gold team and where they can go? And by the way, let me start here. The stadium that you're playing in, I mean, that's a big jump. Now it's a 10,000-seat stadium, which we're trying to fill up this year. I mean, I know people are like, oh, it's going to take a year. No, they're trying to fill it up this year and make this experience as good for the fans as it is for the players. Talk about that progression and what it means for you as a player.
Yeah, well, I didn't get a chance to go watch the Baby Cakes play, but a couple of boys got out there last year, and I've been out there since, and the facilities are awesome. Awesome new stadium, you know, like you said, can seat 10,000. And we're in a city that loves sports. You know, we've got the Pelicans, the Saints. You know, the city get right behind them, and we're hoping the NOLA Gold will be right up there one day.
No, it will be. It will be. It's growing fast, like I said, and there's cities dying to get in. I mean, I just mentioned the 5 eastern cities that have gotten in. Natural rival with Atlanta. You know the Falcons-Saints thing. Well, we're trying to do the same thing with the NOLA Gold with the Rugby ATL, the Atlanta team that's new. But places like Las Vegas, Los Angeles, you got San Francisco, Miami, Dallas, Chicago. All these places want to get in. And these are the biggest markets in America. That's it. That should tell everybody how fast this is growing. I'm going to give you one chance right now to tell people why they need to get out there February 8th and why your sport is as good as any other that they're used to watching in America.
It's fast-paced. It's action-packed. There's contact. Every decision is made under pressure. Yeah. That's sort of the thing. I like to compare it, I guess, to football when I speak to some Americans over here and say it's sort of like a 2-minute drill where it's fast-paced. You're making decisions on the run. It's under pressure.
That's a good way to put it. I never even thought of that. I'm going to use that on the air. No, because it is. It is like that. And so it's not like what you think when you think of, you know, rugby. I think everybody thinks it's just the big guys in the scrum. These athletes that are around the sides that make the tries, which are touchdowns for America, are amazing, and so are the big guys as well. We could go on all day, but we're going to be talking NOLA Gold like we talk about the Saints, like we talk about the Pelicans and LSU and Tulane and UNO and all the greats. But welcome once again to New Orleans, and keep thriving in our city. I know you love it, and that makes us all feel good. And because of that, we're going to give you some more gifts. Like, you probably already have all the NOLA Gold tickets you need, so I won't give that. So I'll double you up on the gift certificates. I'll give you that and there.
Thank you, mate.
Shays Della Shays. I know a free meal never hurts. I'm going to let you pick your color since you're closest to me. Task Performance right there. By the way, you guys each have at least one task, so tell me what you think.
Yeah, love it. I wore it back home to know when it's a bit hotter in Australia, so the lightness and the good material.
Well, you are here in August and July if it's a bit hotter. You like Task?
Love it.
Hey, and we're not even trying to sell Task. Anyway, by the way, we got big show for you next week as well. Keep talking, like I said, all the local sports. That is what we do here. We give everybody some love right here on Prime Time Sports. We'll see you next week.
Well, it's funny that you say that. Let me tell you.